Hey guys, welcome back. It is time for the 2026 offseason here for the Buffalo Sabres. I did sim up to July 1st. I renewed all of these contracts. I don't have to worry about that. We went through all this. Scouting updates. Don't need to worry about anything there. All-Stars, John Klingberg made second team All-NHL. I think courtesy of his plus-minus, that plus 41, I think. All-Rookie team, we got Matthew Savoy on there. That's nice to see. Development report, Eichel gets a little worse. That's a little concerning considering we just signed him to a 6-year, $9.6 million contract, but it is what it is. And I think that's it. So let's take a look at the roster. So right now we're at $73 million. We've got our two goalies. We have 6 defensemen. And we have 12 forwards. So we look at this and go, where can we improve? So the first thing I want to do is go to Rochester and see if there's anybody here we need to call up. So we can call up Ivanov because we can potentially move on from, and I want to call up Harvin T as well. Really, I want to call up anybody that has a shot. So right now that gives us 3 goalies, Portillo, Luukkonen, and Ivanov, and an additional forward. Now, this could be the end of Luukkonen, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. He had his worst season for us last year. We got Ivanov. He's only 22 years old, 2-star, 5-star potential. So we could make a move there. From looking at this, I would like to bring in another defenseman. Forward-wise, I don't think we need a whole lot, really. I mean, we might see what's available since we've got a little bit of money, but I don't know that we need to make a move on the forward line. We'll see. The other thing I want to take a look at is the unsigned. We don't have a lot here because we haven't had a lot of draft picks, but I think Lindgren was one that was going to come up. Yep, 15 offense, 14. He wants to play college hockey this year. Ooh. What about Will Smith? Will Smith wants to come, so we will meet his demand. Okay, so Lindgren will be out for at least another year. He wants to play college hockey, but I like that offense, defense, and physicality from a 19-year-old. So let's go right into free agency. What do we got? We've got Tyler Petal, who I think right off the bat is there are some names here. There are some names here. So Petal, I think, is a good target just because he's 21 years old and is coming off of back-to-back 60-goal seasons in the queue. It's entirely possible that he'll want to play for somebody else. So let's meet the demand, do that, and do that. All right, so yeah, forward-wise, I don't think we need a whole lot. I would feel dumb if I didn't offer some of these guys contracts, right? I just would feel dumb. So we'll meet the demand, and again, they may end up signing with somebody else, but I would feel stupid if I didn't offer contracts to those guys. You've also got Sam Aremba, but I'll let somebody else make an offer there. We got Callan Lind. Wow, a lot of really young talent here. Mazden Leslie, 15 offense, 14 defense, 15 physicality. Yeah. I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, let's just offer contracts to all these guys, and if we can sign 2 of them, great. We've got Reed Anderson. I think I'm going to pass on Anderson. But if we can get Leslie, that would be fantastic. Callan Lind looks okay. All right, so now that we've done that, we want to take a look at what it was we were discussing previously. I don't think we need any forwards, especially if we're able to sign Benson and Petal. So let's move on from goalies and let's just look. I saw Adam Fox. I saw him. Ooh, who's this? Dylan McKinnon. Yes, please. I don't know how many of these players we're actually going to be able to sign, but I would feel absolutely foolish if I didn't make the offers. All right. What does Adam Fox want? 8.2 for 6. I feel like we have to make a contract offer to Adam Fox, right? If we sign all those players, we're going to have a lot of talent that we can spread around between our team and the minor leagues. From a contract perspective, Where are we going here? So defensively, we have Dahlin is up after this year. Klingberg is up after this year. But if we went Chychrun, and Fox as our top pairing, I mean, I'd be okay with that. And then we have all those youngsters if they're willing to sign. So Vrana's up after this year too. Mestikov is up after this year. Poltapov. Okay, well, these guys shouldn't be too hard to re-sign. Middlestat will see what he wants, and Vrana will see what he wants. But I feel like making a run, especially if we can move on from Luukkonen and we're only paying our goalies $2 million. Don't forget, our cap is $89 million during the offseason, so we have the ability we have some time to move on from some of the deals. So let's talk to Adam Fox. So he wants 8.2 for 6. So I'll offer him, if we can get him in at 8. Okay, he wants 7.8 for 6. Okay. All right. So you can see we're over the cap, so we are going to have to move a contract if we sign these people. So let's sim ahead a day and see what we're able to do here with some of these contracts. I have a feeling some of those 21 and 22-year-olds are going to come back and say, I'd rather play for this team or I'd rather play for that team. So, I forgot to set the annual budget. Damn it. Oh, well. I didn't need to upgrade the arena this year anyway. Yeah, but if we can run with Chychrun and Fox as our top pairing, I mean, that allows us to move on from Dahlin if, he doesn't have another, he had a really good year this past season, but if he doesn't have a great year next year, it gives us the opportunity to move on from him. And if somebody wants to pay Fox, $9 million or whatever, that's fine. So what do we get here? So Adam Fox, are you kidding? Yeah, see, the game is broken, so we'll talk to him. Leslie, are you serious? Benson, he will talk to us about that one. McKinnon is worth more, and Will Smith is going to sign with us. So I don't know that we can do anything here. He wants $925. Meet demand. Because I don't think we can't offer him more than that. So, we'll just offer the contracts until they either sign with somebody else or sign with us. Leslie, same deal. Meet demand. I think this just means they'd rather play for somebody else, which, ultimately is fine. But we'll do that. And then Adam Fox. All right. So initially he told us, oh, wow. Okay. So he's up to 9. So let's see if we can get him for 9. 8500000. Use for all. He doesn't like the supplementary role. You don't want to be a franchise player? What about star player? 86. 99. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm not really willing to go any higher than that. As it stands, we're going to have to move some of these contracts this season during the offseason in order to afford that. So we are going to have to short ourselves someplace else. And I think that first place is going to be goaltending. It's going to be Luukkonen. I think we'll be the first player that is moved. So let's see what happens here. So Carolina is now offering, I'm not paying Adam Fox $11 million. So Adam Fox can go and play for somebody else. I am fine with that. Harvin T wants 23. We'll give him 40, I guess. I don't care. Let's get to the next day. So I want to see what happens with these youngsters, and then we can go back in. Because I saw like Matthias Ekholm there. He might be a cheap option to bring in as our 6th defenseman. Will Buffalo move Jack Eichel? I wasn't planning on it. Let's go back to Free Agent Center. All right, so Leslie. So none of these guys like our contract offers. Okay. I think it's just a matter of them ultimately deciding between all these teams that are offering the same amount of money. I don't think I'm going to get any of them. I think this what this is telling me. But we will keep offering the contracts with the hope, especially McKinnon. I really liked his ratings as a 21-year-old. So we'll see. Offer contract, ask for response, submit offer. All right, so Fox can move on. It's not ideal, but, we'll let him move on, I guess. Are there any other defensemen in this top? No, it's Fox, and he wants $11 million. Well, he's not getting $11 million. So let's do that, this, and this. And what do we have for defensemen? So let's offer Anderson just in case we can't get the other ones. Meet demand, ask response, submit offer. Try to bring in one of these young players. So we got Letang, we could Jared Spurgeon, Matthias Ekholm, Victor Berglund, Rasmus Anderson. We could bring him back, and Mark Delgaizo. I don't hate the idea of bringing Anderson back. I mean, really good defensively. He's not going to give us a lot offensively, but really good defensively. So he wants 3. I don't want to give him 3 years, though. Would you take 2? 2 years at 2.5? Or I don't think he's going to take this. The AI in this really, they're willing to negotiate the dollar amount, but the year amount, they're not usually willing to negotiate. Yeah, see, he wants 3 years. If I give him that 3rd year, we're dropping this down. $265. 263. Yeah, he's only 29. That seems like a reasonable contract, I guess. All right, that's fine. 263, 3 years for Rasmus Anderson. And if we can sign some of these other younger players, we get some depth, and we can, bury Rasmussen, or we can bury Anderson in the minor leagues if we have to. So, let's look at forwards. Again, not that we need a lot, but if there's a young one we can bring in. We offered contracts to Petal and Benson. Will offer one to Aremba as well. I don't suspect that any of these players are going to sign with us, but we'll see. Vander Kane can go kick rocks. All right, let's get ahead another day. We got the draft coming up. We'll take a look and see who's on the trade block. Maybe we can do something that way. So Anderson says try harder. Okay, so we did sign our own forward, Will Smith. Rasmus Anderson, what does he want now? 2.992. I'll go $3 million and not a penny more. $3 million and not a penny more. Let's see what happens. We need to give Will Smith a number. He wants 43. That is fine. Next day. All right, so Anderson likes the offer that we've made. Let's go back to the free agent center. Yeah, these all say no, which means they like somebody else's offer more. We can't offer him a... Let's do this. Let's try making him a blue chip prospect. See if that changes anything. We'll make all these guys, top prospects, and we'll see if that changes things at all. Blue chip prospect. I don't think it will. So we'll give it one more attempt here with all these guys and see what they say. Blue chip prospect. Maybe because they're all giving me different answers, right? Now they're all saying, I like the way that sounds. So blue chip prospect. Yeah, let's get this done today. I'm thrilled with your latest offer. So we got Reed Anderson, offer contract. Make him just a prospect. Yeah, see, reasonable offer versus blue chip. Yeah, please. Yeah, so that's got to change things. So let's see if that makes a difference for us with all of these players. Tyler Petal, offer contract, goal scorer, blue chip prospect. All right, so we got the lottery now. Jets picking at 16, Preds at 15, Kings at 14. Nothing's changed so far. The Lightning, the Bruins, the Red Wings, the Knights, the Flyers, still nothing changed. The Blues at 8. And there we go, our first hiccup as the Penguins go at 6. Penguins go at 7, Coyotes go at 6, Stars go at 5, Canadians go at 4. The Kraken drop from 1 to 3. The Capitals at 2, and the Florida Panthers are going to get the number 1 pick in the draft. Good for them. We'll get up to draft, and we will do our NHL draft. Yeah, so I think we get that bump with these other players. So Anderson signs the contract. Had I known that would make the difference, I probably would have said no to Anderson, but that is fine. So, yeah, that's good. So it looks like we're going to get all these young players. It's time for the draft. Let's look at, first I want to look at this. I want to look at my cap obligations. We're at $76 million right now, but that's before all those players come on board, and all those players were about $1 million. So we're going to be at about 80, which means we may not have to move Luukkonen. But I want to see what is available. Yeah, look at some of these names on the trade blocks, guys. Svechnikov, Roman Jossi's up there. $7 million. I mean, do we bring in a Roman Josi? Would you be interested in trading Roman Josi for Pekka Luukkonen? Is that a trade we're interested in? And we're going to have so many defensemen now. We're going to have to do something with them. So I think maybe we wait until after the draft and we see if we sign all those players, and then we see what we can do. Because we're going to have just a crap ton of players, which is fine because it's going to give us the depth if players get hurt. But let's get to the draft. So we are picking where? We have a first-round pick and a fourth-round pick. So we are picking, should be right at the end of the first round. Yeah, we're picking 27th. Yeah, not a lot of great picks there. Let's go ahead and pick up to human. And what do we got? We got a bunch of 2.5-star and one potential 3-star player in Martin Aust. Risky suggestions, that's who they think we should take as Aust. Safe suggestions. Andrew Hubik, an 18-year-old defenseman out of the OHL. Yeah, long way to go there. Scouts think we should take David Doyle out of the Q. 17-year-old, 6'3", 225 pounds. A long way to go, though. I think it's Aust. 18-year-old German, 6 feet, 207 pounds. I mean, none of them are particularly good, but I think maybe it's Hubik. Let's go with the safe pick. He's already a 1-star at age 18. I'm going to take Andrew Hubik. And then we got nothing to do until the 4th round, so let's just go ahead and pick a sim up to human. Bossiker, a 20-year-old, a German, 6 feet, 210 pounds, offensive-minded defenseman, good stamina. Looks like some decent offensive ratings for a defenseman. Yeah, I mean, he's the only over 2-star and one of 2 players that is a over a half-star, so we'll take him. And now I really don't think it matters. What do we got for 1-star players? 20-year-old Ty Wood. 19-year-old Guillaume Hainaut. Jake Davidson. Rupe Usiktarno. We're going to take him just because of the name. Without question. Is it not my pick? Oh, it's not even my pick. All right, now it's my pick. Is he still there? He is. All right, pick until human. I really, I mean, these are all bad. Maybe we'll take a goalie. Evgeny Filin, a 17-year-old Czech. Sure. And let's go to the human pick to the 7th round, and Ruska is who they would think we should take. Sakari Ruska, a 20-year-old. Lucas Sasteld. We're going to take him instead. Physical ratings. I mean, they're both 20, so it doesn't really matter. But we're going to take Salstead. And that is our bad draft. So let's end the day. Let's get to the next day. Oh, right. I got to finish the draft. Finish draft. All right. Now we can go to the next day. And see if we sign those players. And I don't know what those ratings, like we tell someone they're a blue chip prospect, like what that means. Like, are we making a promise to them? Because if all it takes is me calling them a blue chip prospect, I'm fine with that. So let's see what happens here on the next day. I certainly didn't want to poach all the young players, but, I mean, you do what you got to do. We haven't had a lot of draft picks lately, so sometimes you gotta take advantage of the system as it's presented. We keep simming. It's still thinking about it. There we go. All right. So draft review. We didn't have one of the best or one of the worst, which is good. Given we had limited picks, the fact that we didn't end up with one of the worst drafts is a good thing. So still nothing. These players still haven't signed. So let's sim ahead until they do. And then we will sort out what we need to do from there. So I figure we'll figure out what those signings look like, and then I will jump offline and sim ahead until I either make a free agent signing or a trade or something like that. Or we'll just come back at the Okay, so we signed Anderson and McKinnon. I mean, great. We have more defensemen than we know what to do with at this point, but I will take it. McKinnon wants 3. He can't have it. He'll have 8 and be happy with it. Yeah, so we are going to have we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 defensemen. So some of these guys will be destined for the minor leagues, or maybe we can package them for a better defenseman. I don't know. Let's go to free agent center. Yes, all these players are going to sign with us. That's fine. I mean, that is fine. Let's go ahead until they all sign, and then maybe we can take a look at the trade block again and see if we can make a splash. I mean, after the last 2 years, I'm not above signing all these young players and then trading them for a superstar. So there's a Remba. Another day. Yeah, because we are going to be over the cap, which, I mean, it is what it is. So maybe we package Pekka Luukkonen and 1 or 2 of those guys that we just signed and grab ourselves a stud defenseman or maybe a stud forward that can replace Vrana next year. Petal signed, Benson signed, Leslie signed. Okay, so they all signed. So Benson wants 9. He can have 19. And Petal wants 91, which he can't have. Nemestikov has it, so we can have 92. All right, so we now have 30 players on our roster. All 30 of them are, well, Harvey maybe not. He can go to Rochester right away. Same with Smith. So 28 players. So we got 5 players here. These are all NHL talent. Every single player on this roster is an NHL talent. So I'm thinking... And I want to see what the final rating are, because like if Petal truly is a 4.5-star player, I mean, we get an absolute steal there. But like a Remba is already 3.5-star. I mean, I wouldn't mind like a Remba and Anderson, seeing if we can package those two guys for, let's see what's on the trade block, and let's see what we can do. All right, so we got Svechnikov, Eichel, Yossi, Klingberg, Ranta. I mean, what would it take to land an Andrei Svechnikov? $7 million, $6 million, $8 million. I mean, let's try. Let's talk to the Carolina Hurricanes about Andrei Svechnikov. And let's start with those two players that we mentioned. They need help at goalie, so we can throw Luukkonen in there. We can throw Anderson in there. And we can throw Aremba in there. Okay, so maybe you're wrong, but you don't think they accept this offer. Okay. I mean, we've got the depth, so let's take advantage of it here. Petal, I would rather not move on from. Petal and McKinnon are the two I don't want to move. They look to be the furthest advanced, but I'd give you a. Would I give you a first off? Would I give you a Vladislav first off? I think I would. And then would a first entice you at all? I mean, that is a metric crap ton to give up for Andrei Svechnikov. So let's do this. Let's try the second. Okay, so the second still shows as well balanced. I don't have a third, fourth, or fifth, so let's go back a couple of years, add that third. Let's try that. Luukkonen and Anderson, Aremba first off, and a third for Andrei Svechnikov. Sure, let's give that a whirl and see if that goes through. Let's see if the Hurricanes have any interest in that. I mean, that is a ton of talent to get back for Svechnikov, an absolute ton. My guess, just knowing the engine, is he's going to come back saying that's not enough, but it's close to being all right. So we'll see what they say. And I wouldn't mind bringing a Svechnikov. That would be, or maybe if it doesn't work, maybe we look at moving Vrana. Maybe we add Vrana into that package. So let's see what they say here. I would be fine plugging Vrana into that package, since if we bring in Svechnikov, we're not giving up. Yeah, it's close to being all right. Okay, so let's remove Aremba, and let's see if Vrana makes a difference. He's got a no trade clause, you butthead. All right. So let's do that. Let's give up the first in 2029. And who was that player? It was Aremba. 13, 15, 15. Yeah, let's plug Aremba in there. So Luukkonen, Anderson first off, Aremba, and a first now for Svechnikov. Yes, I know. It doesn't work. Let's sim ahead a day. If this doesn't work, I will go offline and try to make it work, rather than sitting here fiddling on camera for half an hour. I'll go offline, see what I can come up with, and then come back at a date to be determined and see if we're able to make this thing work. Vander Kane might be signed in the ECHL by Cincinnati. That's where he belongs. Let's go to the next day. We should get a message back here on the next day. Nope, not yet. Okay. What about the next day? Svechnikov is signed for 3 years, so that gives us Vrana's replacement going into next season. Yeah, we're still no way. All right, it's close to being all right. All right, guys, so I am going to mess around with this offline. I will come back. When will I come back? I'll probably just come back at Well, maybe I'll come back here at the Hall of Fame inductions really quickly just so we can look at that. Or, no, you know what? No, screw it. I'm just going to sim ahead to the beginning of the preseason. If I make the deal, we'll come back and we'll go over it. At that point, we'll also look at the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies or who got inducted on the 25th. So I'll be back in a month. All right, we're back, and I took a 180. I could not figure out a deal with Carolina for Svechnikov. They were asking for more than I wanted to give up. I turned my attention to JT Miller of the Canucks, and they were asking for a lot too. It was reasonable, but I decided to just sort of hang around with our young players, and some of them will play in Rochester, and maybe we can do something at the trade deadline. So I'll show you the roster here in a minute. Tyson Barrie traded for a 20-year-old Eric Kinnunen. Ryan McLeod and a 6th to the Capitals for Greenway and Edward Lammy. Ilya Sorokin to the Devils for Fabian Setterlund and a 7th. Zaid Wisdom traded for Angus Crookshank. Columbus and Toronto, Benstrom for Martin Aust, who we thought about taking, and a 6th-round pick. Colorado, Jacob Lauko for Villeneuve. Minnesota and Seattle, Yanni Gord for Alexei Toropchenko. Alexiev for Jeffries. Koster for Anton Johansson. And Pavel Novak for Grunstrom and a 6th. So I haven't looked at the trade block here in a while. So let's do that now. I just wanted to see if there was anybody left in free agency that might be worth picking up. Excuse me. Let's look at the trading block. So Svechnikov is still there. So is Bennett. I mean, I would love to pick up Svechnikov, but the demand was just too much. I mean, maybe it's changed. Maybe it's changed now that we're a little bit closer. So let's go here. Let's remove Middlestat. Let's go ahead and add in our first in 2029. So that's a well-balanced offer, which means okay, so the demand hasn't changed. So I need to find somebody. I need to add somebody that takes this from well-balanced to I think they will probably accept. So who is that person? That's the question. I mean, I'd like it to be first off. I mean, we'll make that offer, but I don't think they already have 50 players under contract. All right, well, I guess we're not doing it now. We are not doing it now. So we are going to just put Luukkonen. Oops, we're going to put Luukkonen on the trade block. And we are going to just let the AI set up the roster here for preseason. Who did they send down? Ivanov, Allen, McKinnon, and Yeko, really? Okay. Well, this one's I'm a bit surprised about, but yeah, our Rochester team's going to be really good. So, all right, well, yeah, we don't have a single player on our roster under 3 stars. Huh. All right, well, let's get up to waivers, because will be sort of that next point where we can make an addition to our roster. So yeah, not a lot of big money spent in the regular or in the off season. Brought in a lot of young players. Crosby on the trade block. 39-year-old Sid Crosby. Maybe that's somebody we can add down the stretch. Cap-wise, I think we're okay. Cap-wise, I think we're all right. So we just want to get up to waivers. Players need to be assigned to numbers. Tyler Petal still wants 91. He still can't have it. 92. So we'll get up to waivers, and then we're going to set everything next episode. We're not going to set it this time. I'm already at that 30-ish minute mark, so I just kind of want to get up to waivers, see if there are any additions we can make. If there aren't, we'll get up to opening day. We'll see what how the game thinks we are going to do this year, and then we will call it an episode. So, yeah, we have a lot of trade chips now. A lot of trade chips as Anderson is hurt. So we will just set up the organization. Get to opening night. A lot of trade chips to help us during the regular season. So if we suffer injuries or somebody's underperforming, we got a lot of players that we can dip into to use to try to improve our team this year, because I do want to win it. I do want to win it, and I think what I'm going to do, unless somebody has a different suggestion, I think I'm going to take the suggestion of one of the viewers who said we create an expansion team and try to rebuild that. So I think that's what I might do. We might put a team in, I don't know, the Central Division, maybe put something in the Pacific. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. But first things first, we have to win a Stanley Cup. We've won one so far in 6 seasons. I guess going into our 6th season here. And we're getting there. We are getting there. As you all know, the sim engine in this thing is painfully slow at times. Again, it's my fault, though, because I have every league playing. I like to just have that depth of statistics. So, yeah. I got nothing else going on, so what do I care? Up to the 3rd. I think it was the 9th was waivers and opening night, so we should get the list of waivers on that day. Dylan Cousins is hurt now. How long is he out for? He's day to day. Okay, well, that's not too bad. And they put him on the injured list because, of course, they did. All right, let's get up to the 9th here. Looks like Eichel's having a pretty good preseason, as is Luukkonen. 0.98 save percentage and a 965. Benson is hurt now. How long is he out for? Day to day with a cut ear. All right, let's get up to the 9th. Almost there. No major injuries in spring training. In preseason, I got baseball on the mind. No injuries in the preseason, I should say. Anderson is back on the active roster. I got no problem running with 24 on the active roster right now. So, yeah, good preseason by Luukkonen. Maybe increases that trade value. Maybe it just allows Ivanov to stay in Rochester for another season to continue to develop. I mean, I'd fine with keeping Luukkonen. We have the, the money to do so. So I'm okay with it. And we'll take a look at our upcoming. And this is what I wanted to see. This right here. So let's look at this. So what do we got? We got a lot of goalies. Let's filter out the goalies. So we have 3.5 star players. Ludwig Persson. I think that's Montreal. Brendan Brisson for Vegas. Marcus Almquist and Simon Forsmark. Forsmark in the Rangers organization. Good defensively. I mean, not that we need another defenseman, but sure. We'll just sort it out. All right, so let's get up to opening night. We'll see what it says, how we're going to, if we're the favorites, and then that'll be that. That will be that. We'll set the lines and everything next time. Yep, I don't need any of those players. Opening night is right around the corner. All right, we are there. So does it give us... Doesn't. Okay. All right, so we have our roster. We have some decisions to make because I got players in Rochester that I want up, like McKinnon. In fact, I'm just going to put everybody on the roster that I want on the roster, and then we can figure it out afterwards. Luke Middlestat, 15 offensive rating. He's still got some development to do, but that's not bad. And then Ryan Johnson didn't really develop like we would have wanted him, but he's a good depth defenseman for us. I have an awful lead. The team. So we have right now, you go to our injured list, Cousins is still game unavailable, but as of right now, we have 26, so 27 including Cousins. So we need to send 4 players down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 defensemen, so they will likely all be defensemen. Not entirely sure who it's going to be yet, but we will sort it out. We might just try to sneak Forsmark through. Frankly, if we lose him, we lose him. But yeah, I don't know who it's going to be. It might be Anderson. We might send him down as well. So have some decisions to make at the beginning of next episode, and we will, beginning of next episode, we'll probably get through, October, November, get up to December 1st will probably be the plan. So yeah, let me know what you thought of our offseason. It didn't quite go the way I had anticipated. I thought we were going to try to make a splash with a big name free agent or a trade, but instead we went a different direction. We picked up a ton of young players. And you look at our roster now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 players on our roster under the age of 23. So we are a very young and productive team. And hopefully next year will be the year. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your support. I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.